bottomless cup and shit.
Retro Jersey Podcast tuning in. Extended cut. Come on, boy Larry S in the building today. What's
Yes,
poppin'?
sir.
It's good.
What's
So,
good?
What's good? It's been a crazy season so far. I know you want to tip it off with LeBron getting injured. Your thoughts on that?
Man, it's big. That's a big L. That's a big loss at this point in the season too,
Mhm.
with it kind of being up in the air, like the West. And this year is more important, I think, in terms of where you rank or like where you finish way more than last year, just because of like the competition.
Yeah.
So hypothetically, if the Lakers, like, he's probably gonna be out for what, like 3-4 weeks.
Yeah, probably like 3 or 4 weeks. Yeah.
So that's probably about like till half, maybe till about like, because I think they have what, like 30 games left or something like that.
Something like that, because we're playing 70 games this year. So, like, probably
Yeah.
like 20, 30 games. Yeah.
So if they, man, I don't see them winning very many games during the stretch of LeBron being out. Like very many games at all. I think they have like 14 games or something that they're gonna have to play without him. And I think they're probably gonna only win like maybe 2 out of those 3. Yeah, it's gonna be a rough patch for the Lakers. Now, with that being said, if they fall to like have to play in, the little play-in tournament,
I don't think they're gonna fall that hard. You think so?
I think so, bro, because bro, they're only 4 games ahead of 8th place right now.
Okay.
So teams that are behind them right now, the Clippers, they're only 1 game behind them. The Denver Nuggets are only 2 games behind. Portland Trailblazers 2 games behind. San Antonio 2 games behind. Then you get to the Mavericks in the AC, they're only 4 games behind. The Warriors are in the 9th seed. They're only 5 games behind, and the Grizzlies are in the 10th position, and they're only what is that? Like 5 games behind, bro.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you don't think this could be big for let me look at your options first. So Anthony Davis isn't coming back anytime soon, is he?
No, not for another like 2 weeks. I'm sure this probably may have inspired him to come back sooner, though.
Yeah, for sure, which I don't like. But regardless, you are right. So in that reality, your number 1 option is probably Kyle Kuzma.
Exactly.
I mean, Kyle could go crazy though. You never. I wouldn't want that happening though. But
yeah, I wouldn't put money. He could go crazy, but even him going crazy is not going to be enough to get them. They're with LeBron, their championship team. Without LeBron, they're barely a playoff team. Like,
damn.
Yeah, I know they won some games without LeBron and AD. I think right before the All-Star break, like they won like 1 or 2 games, and Kyle stepped up. But over a stretch of time, nah, I don't see that working.
So do you think they fall into play-in tournament?
I think because it's only top 6 are guaranteed. I think fall to like 7th or 8th.
No, trades. It's they have to get somebody.
For this little stretch,
they have to get somebody. Yeah. PJ Tucker already went to the Bucks, which I think was a really good pickup. I really want him to go to the Lakers, but the Bucks, that makes sense.
That's a nice pickup for them.
Nice pickup. Andre Drummond, I don't think that's enough for you to really survive the stretch. I'm not really sure. Aaron Gordon requested a trade, so there's always that. I don't know if that's enough though. I've never really been a big on Aaron Gordon.
Neither have I.
You got Lonzo Ball. I don't think he'll return to the Lakers. That doesn't look like it's going to happen. Victor Oladipo?
Maybe, but you would still. Didn't he just come off of injury? Like, he hasn't played this year very much, has he? Or am I
on and off, but he's pretty much healthy. I think he just kind of taking it slow.
I'm not. I don't know if Victor. Now Victor with like LeBron and AD, I love that. But Victor with Kyle Kuzma, I don't know how far that's really gonna go.
That's fair.
And then you got like Montrez, like Marc Gasol. Like, when you look at their team top to bottom, if you don't see LeBron and AD, it get a little bleak. Like, So I got them falling to like 7th. They might get into that 6th place. But this is, I think, where it's important for other teams to also kind of realize, do we want to like kind of keep an eye out for LeBron? Because that would be a terrible team to play in the first round. Like the Lakers with LeBron and AD, like for the Jazz or something like that. Like that's not a good look for them.
That's too much.
That's not a good look for Phoenix to have to play the Lakers at full potential. So
it doesn't really matter where seeding is for the Lakers then? Because in that being said, they're pretty much equipped to beat anybody. In the West, at least.
Yeah.
So it's like them falling, as long as they're in the playoffs, doesn't really matter where they're seated. Because if that's the case, I don't rush Anthony Davis back because I need him to be 100% for the playoffs.
Yeah. So my thing is, I'm more worried about the Lakers potentially in the play-in tournament. Like if the Lakers fall to like a play-in tournament,
okay,
I think that could get interesting for them.
Okay.
So if they make it top 6, I think they're okay playoffs. I think you don't really have to worry about their expectations. I think they're pretty much still expected to be the favorite.
Right.
But if in that play-in tournament, I think that's where it can really get interesting.
Okay, that's fair.
Depending on who they face. Now they have favorable odds against the Spurs, Mavericks, and Warriors because those are most likely going to be the teams down there with them. But I also think that those teams could potentially maybe give them a little go just out of pure hunger.
Yeah.
Like this is our last opportunity to make it to the playoffs.
Sure.
So that's what I think. If they finish in that little play-in tournament, I think it's definitely they need to come well prepared to battle one of those teams because they're gonna be hungry. So it'll be interesting, but they make it out of there, say that like they got to play the Jazz or something, like that's not a good look for whoever they have to play. If they make it out of that tournament, not going to be a good look for whoever they have to play. Like, man, I'm looking at the West right now. Like the Suns are in second. That's insane to me.
They're really good though. They got a nice squad.
They have
put this ball on a team. It's going to be a cohesive unit, so
absolutely. But like if they play the Lakers, that's not going to be a good look for them. It might be a quick first round exit for the Suns. So we'll see. But big loss. I think out of this stretch, they might only win like 2 or 3 games. I think we can expect them to definitely fall in the Western Conference standings. And I got them finishing like around seventh place in the West and having to play the play-in tournament to advance to the playoffs.
I feel that. I think this is a time for other teams to really step on the gas in terms of like Warriors, in terms of like Portland. Like you gotta in the Mavericks. I think those are 3 teams that it's like, how bad do you really want it?
Exactly.
If you want to the step, Draymond, James Wiseman, if you want to make a quick little move, trade deadline to like trade A. Wiggins and upgrade, or like trade Kelly Oubre and upgrade, like possibly get like one of them other teams like Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon I don't like by himself, but on the Warriors, maybe that's interesting.
It might okay, I feel that.
Like I don't like there's other players out there where it's like we can switch this around. Bogdanovich in the Atlanta Hawks. Like would you rather have him on the team than Andrew Wiggins? Maybe.
Yeah.
And I think that might make you a little bit more lethal, so maybe you want to make that trade. Mavericks, they're looking kind of like you just have Kristaps and Luka. Maybe if you get another player, you can be title contention, So I think that's what I'm going to be looking for other teams. Because like you said, regardless of what the Lakers do, if they're in the playoffs and not the play-in tournament, if they're in the playoffs, this is the same goal, So it's like, I don't care who I have to be. We're trying to go to the finals.
Exactly. No, I'm with you on that. I like that idea that like these other teams need to go ahead and like take advantage of this, especially with Golden State and especially with the Mavericks. Those are 2 very Mavericks. Yeah, they might only be 1 piece away from getting back to at least contending. The Warriors are the same. And yeah, you do have some pieces that you can trade. Didn't A. Wig just have like a 50 joint the other day?
Yeah, but I don't. I would make me want to trade him more, honestly, because it's
While he
not
hot,
a guy.
yeah,
It's like A Wiggins not drop anywhere near 50 again.
no,
It's not gonna happen. So there's some options out there. Um, but yeah, that'll be interesting.
yeah, that'd be interesting. But yeah, it's gonna be a tough little road for them. I'd be interested to see when Anthony Davis comes back, though.
Yeah, because he got hurt pretty twice in the playoffs last year. Short off season, start off the season this year, he got hurt. I kind of just want him to rest as much as possible.
Yeah,
So
and
I don't need to bring him out until like a week before playoffs, honestly, if I don't have to.
yeah, if you don't have to, just let him chill, let him rest.
Yeah.
The Jazz, they haven't been playing well these past couple days.
I think they were playing like the Jazz. That would like what we expected the Jazz to play like, yes.
Okay. I feel that. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. I'm wondering how it's gonna finish off because it will be wild for the Suns to finish in first place. Like that would be kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I feel about the Suns. I'm not really sure. Like they win games. Devin Booker obviously is a great talent. Chris Paul's obviously top point guard. DeAndre Ayton, he gets 20 and 10, so it's like okay. Jay Crowder, he was in the finals last year. It's like okay, but I'm not really buying it though.
Yeah,
kind of similar to the Jazz, where it's just like there's just not experience. There's not a lot of experience there for me to go off of.
Yeah, no, if depending on who they play, like I don't know who I'm really taking them over. Am I lagging right now?
A little bit. Let me see if that's.
Oh, that could be me because I'm also on the internet. Yeah, there we go.
Right. So yeah, the Suns. I'm not really sure what to expect from them at all.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Switching conferences, Eastern Conference, kind of similar in terms of a tight push come playoff time. What's the 76ers, Nets? I don't know who the third seed is, but those are pretty much like, the Bucks. Those are pretty much like set in stone as far as like who's going to be the top three seeds, I feel like.
Yeah.
And then from like 4 to 12, it gets, you don't know what's really going on. You got the Hawks, which is won 8 games in a row.
Hawks are in 4th right now.
Right, and that was out of nowhere because they were in 12th.
Yeah.
Last week. The Knicks, they're in the area. Who else is in that area?
I'm trying to check for you right now.
But you just got other teams like the Heat's in there, the Pacers, Charlotte, Boston. They have all those different teams. So I don't know who I would pick out of that scramble of teams.
Yeah, it's
Charlotte,
a bunch.
Yeah, it's a scramble of teams. Like Charlotte, LaMelo Ball's out for the season now. So
yeah, I know.
That's
I felt so bad hearing that, like so bad for him because I was really enjoying watching him. I was enjoying what he was doing in the league.
Yeah, but I don't think we expected much from them going forward. So it's kind of, it sucks, but this is always good to come in next year knowing what he's able to do.
True.
So Charlotte won't be in contention. I expect them not to be at least. Celtics, I don't know what's going on with the Celtics. They're not really looking like the top team like they were last year, and everybody came back besides Gordon Hayward.
Yeah.
Maybe Gordon Hayward was better than what we thought with the team. I'm not really sure. They haven't done much. Atlanta, them firing the coach and going 8-0 was pretty interesting.
I liked it.
They've been one of those teams where it's like you don't know what to expect. People expect them to be a top team all year, and they have only played like in the last 2 weeks. So it's like, okay, I don't know what's going on there. The Bulls fumbled so many games late, like so many games. We lost the last 3 games that we lost. We're up by 20 points. We're up by 23 points. We're up by 14 points. Blew all those leads in the fourth quarter and lost.
Wow.
So it's just like I don't even want them to be in the playoffs at this point because I don't think they deserve to be there over other teams because it's just horrible to see right now. So I don't know what's going on in the East. I really don't.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. The top 3 are like you said, just set in stone. Mm-hmm. But once you get beyond that, it's it's tough to really see like, all right, this team is gonna finish here or anything like that. I'm kind of with you. I just don't know how it's gonna end. I'm biased towards Atlanta. I love how they're playing right now. I'm hoping that they can kind of keep this pace. I'm sure they're not gonna win out by any means, but if they can stay on like an 85-90% win percentage pace for the rest of the season, I think that'll really help them kind of propel into the playoffs. I'm disappointed with what I'm seeing from Boston. I really was expecting them to be right up there with the Bucks and, kind of the 76ers and whatnot. In Brooklyn, I think it's top heavy. The East is very top heavy, but the other teams like have potential and things like that. But when you compare them to like the Nets or the Bucks, it's like you can't really put anything, you can't put any of those bottom teams past them. I really like the Nets still to kind of win out. I like the addition of Blake Griffin. He looked good in his debut the other night. I think it's going to be nice.
This is the part where I got Blake Griffin debut, 2 points in like 20 minutes.
I feel
and we're like, oh, this is good, Blake Griffin. And it's like,
I mean, I feel what you're saying, but he's learning his role. Like he's learning his role. I feel you though. I do feel what you're saying. Like this shouldn't be Blake Griffin, but he's finding his role. It's gonna be a year of just fitting in. Sometimes, some all-stars have to do that. We're not calling him a superstar, but some all-stars have to, they gotta they gotta fit in. So yeah, but I feel you. I guess we've lowered our standards for like what's a good game for an all-star. We wanted more, but they ended up getting the win. Like he contributed to the dub, and that's all that matters. It wasn't stepping on toes or anything. I think that's another thing. Like, I think he didn't want to. He wanted everybody to be okay with like, yo, I'm here. I'm here to play. I'm here to be a part of this rather than try to make myself the main cog or anything like that. This intent. Imagine coming from Detroit where you the one, but y'all not winning anything, and then you go to a team with James Harden, Kyrie, and KD. You're gonna be like, you got to find your spot in that. So I think it's gonna be nice. So I didn't need to see him go crazy. Just him slowly getting into kind of the motion with them. I think they still taking the East though.
Yeah, for sure.
Now that PJ Tucker pickup is very smooth though.
Yes.
That I wasn't aware of. That's a very smooth move for the Bucks.
The only way you're gonna stop the Nets is by good defense. And if you got Drew Holiday out there, Giannis, PJ Tucker, Brook Lopez, who's a pretty fast center. I don't think people realize that, and they get the three. You gotta
bro,
spot out there.
Now the reason why that's so nasty, and I'm glad you said Brook Lopez. Like, Giannis is gonna he's gonna be able to run straight to the basket because they can't help anymore. Like, there's no help that you can do, especially having PJ out there. Like, that's nasty because PJ can shoot, Brook can shoot. Bigs, you draw the bigs out. Now Giannis drives. If you close, that's easy kick out to one of them.
PJ
so
that's easy.
That's easy. So that's gonna be scary. I think that's Brooklyn. Brooklyn's gonna have to watch out for that. Because especially with them not playing defense and having some bona fide shooters on the perimeter with Giannis driving is going to be kind of – they can just play 5 out, like literally.
We got to talk about it. I mean, Chris Middleton also, I forgot about him.
Oh, God.
Drew, Chris Middleton, Giannis, PJ potentially at the 4, and Brook Lopez.
Yeah.
Everybody's able to guard or willing to guard the KD or Kyrie or James. Like, they're willing to do that.
Yes.
So,
and then you got all that defense, and then Giannis takes the least, like the worst offensive player, and he just roams. So now you about to have all that perimeter and interior defense, and then Giannis is roaming. Nah, that's not gonna be nice. So they gonna be a scary playoff team this year. I like what they've built. Giannis has got to step up though. Like, this is a year where it's like, yo, like, it's kind of like you need to actually compete for a title this year. Like you can't have a second round exit this year. You can't.
So you're only accepting a loss from him from the Nets, or he shouldn't lose against anybody?
If he loses, it better be to the Nets, maybe Philly.
That second round.
Yeah, they can't lose second round. You know, I'm calling that. They can't lose second round. Like Giannis, we need to see you compete for a chip. I know the Nets are deep. I know 76ers are deep, but you got to compete for a chip, especially if he wins MVP this year again. You got to compete for
Giannis. Is like he got a lot of awards and don't really get held to the fire because he could definitely lose in the second round again, and people will make excuses for him because like, oh, he lost to the Nets, or oh, you know, Embiid and Simmons is too powerful. Like people are gonna make excuses for him to get another MVP or another Defensive Player of the Year award, and it's like, bro, like,
yeah, no. So I mean, they probably will let him off the hook. I'm not. So like, I expect. As much as I love Brooklyn and I think Brooklyn is gonna win, Giannis, you gotta go. You gotta win. Like you have to make it to a champion. Make it to the championship at least. If you make it to the championship, if they make it to the championship, I have them very good odds of winning the entire thing.
Yeah.
So like this is his opportunity. You gotta get, but you have to. Some teams have to. You have to go through adversity. You gotta go through somebody that can mess you up to really take it all the way. That's why LeBron's last year, like. It was nice. Like he won, but he really didn't go through anybody that was like, yo, they could beat the Lakers. So it still holds weight, but it's like not as much as if he would have had to go through like the Clippers or something like that. So Giannis, man, he got to step it up. I hope he can do it because he needs to. Time is running out. But I like the way that they got their team set up. I really do.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
Are we buying the Heat making another run this year?
Nah, I think they're a little removed from that. I think last year was an anomaly for them in this kind of space that they're in team-wise. I think those guys are just too young. I think they need some more development, more growth. Jimmy, he needs to step up though. I feel like Jimmy needs to be, you know, what we all want him to be, but he's not. Like I feel like Jimmy could kind of be that, like almost that Kobe kind of dude, like that mentality of let me go get 40 tonight, let me go get 35 and get this W tonight.
Jimmy not like that.
He not like that. But he shows when he wants to be though. Like he shows that. That's why it's so frustrating for me to root for Jimmy Butler because it's like, bro. You got 15 points tonight, but you could have had 37. Like, I need him to be that aggressor, and until he becomes that, I don't see it for them. Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, like they're good, but I think they still have growing to do. I think they were just able to take off in the bubble last year because expectations weren't high. Nobody really knew who they were. No fans. You know, it was kind of like you playing practice. You playing in a practice gym, and everybody is nasty at practice. So
that's fair.
Yeah. You buying them?
I think they need to make a trade. I think they want to trade away from being in the same position as far as title contenders again. I would like them to have I think Victor Oladipo being on the team. I think that's huge. If it's possible for it to happen, obviously. Yeah, or even like a John Wall, even
yeah,
you know, they need another alpha on that team. Jimmy is the ultimate alpha, but I think you need the other person to be like, all right, it's both of us and we got a squad. I think he knows he can do it by himself, so he doesn't even try to do it by himself. Because it's like, if I drop 50 tonight and that's what we have to do to win, then we're just not going to win. So I'm not going to try to win, you know? That's how Jimmy is. Like, I'm not fucking doing that shit if you're supposed to score 10 points. Like, no.
If I got to drop 50 tonight for us to win, then we just not going to. I feel that. I'm not mad at that take. He does need like another bona fide, like somebody that's been in the league. Now, I don't want to say veteran, but like you said, just another alpha. Victor might be perfect for him because Victor's not somebody that needs to be the number one option or needs to kind of always control the ball and need to put the ball in the basket. Victor might be the perfect complement to Jimmy Butler. Yeah. No egos there. You could tell they both just about winning. Like they both about dubs. So that, man, who would they have to trade for him though?
Definitely have some first round picks. But in terms of a player, you might have to give up Tyler Hero, and you might have to give up like Precious. I don't know if you've seen Precious, the power forward off the bench. He's pretty good. He reminds me of Bam, honestly.
Okay.
So Tyler Hero, Precious, probably Kendrick Nunn in the first round pick.
Okay.
It's a lot, but
that's a lot.
You know,
for Victor.
Victor is pretty young. What is he? 28?
That's a lot for Victor, though. Man.
It is. That's what they're gonna ask for, though. I already know.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I mean, I feel them. That's a lot, though. Shoot,
it's a lot.
Yeah, if I could get out of there with at least
been in all year. They were in that position with James Harden. Also, people are asking for a lot. You're gonna get a legit person back, but it's just like it's a lot, though. You know.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It'll be interesting.
Celtics are looking at Aaron Gordon also, and John Collins.
Ooh, Celtics are?
Yes.
Trading? Trade-wise?
Mm-hmm.
Who would they be giving?
Atlanta Hawks are asking for I think it said Marcus Smart. They tried to throw Jaylen Brown in it, but that's not going to happen. So
I wouldn't need Jaylen if you take it. Yeah, and I feel that. I don't know if I'd be making that trade, not for another perimeter guard.
Yeah.
Not as the Hawks, especially if you give up John. Like, I need some type of insurance in the paint, like some type. I know they got Clint, or not Clint. Clint, but I need more. If I'm gonna give up John Collins, I wouldn't need Jaylen Brown. So I feel Atlanta on that. Like, I need. You got to give me that. I'm not even gonna take a first, but you got to give me Jaylen.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what they're at. They're in stalls about that. But Celtics, obviously, John Collins going to try to go after Aaron Gordon because Aaron Gordon requested a trade. So Aaron Gordon on the Celtics, it's interesting. It definitely adds a different dynamic to the team for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not really sure. Aaron Gordon, like I said,
I'm not sold on him either.
As we see option, I'm not.
As we say his name, I'm like, cool, but I don't know if he's really changed, if he's making your team better or worse by getting Aaron Gordon on the roster.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see what goes on with that. Lonzo's on the market. None of the Bulls are really trying to get Lonzo. I think they should. Kobe White, he makes too many bad decisions. He makes a lot of bad decisions.
Yeah.
I think he's a good player, but in terms of what we need right now, we definitely need Lonzo instead of Kobe White. Just somebody who we can trust with the ball, you know?
Yeah.
Lonzo is not going to be forced to shoot as much also. With Lonzo's on the team, we just want him to pass the ball. If he scores, that's cool, but we don't even need him to score.
That's all he wants to do is pass, play some defense.
So if he can get 8 assists and 6 points, you know, and D up, I think the Bulls would be happy with a play like that. And Kobe, he can get you 20, but he don't give up 5-6 turnovers. So we just it's too much.
Yeah. So, I like Lonzo to the Bulls. Do you think that changes their future or no? Not really.
Yeah, I think it does. Because Zach, he can't. I don't think he's able to play point guard anymore.
Why you say that? Because
when he tries to play point guard, it seems like he's trying to make a play every play.
Oh,
that's not what we need you to do. We just need you to get the ball to the post. I don't need you to drive it behind the back pass. You don't need to do all that.
You be trying to do all that?
Yeah. Last night we had him at the point guard. I think he had 4 straight possessions with a turnover.
Oh man!
Late in the Denver game, we were up by 5 with 20 seconds left, and he got picked at half court playing point guard. And it's just I don't want him being the primary ball handler.
I feel that,
you know. So Lonzo has to be big, and it just gives you somebody who can get everything moving fast. You know, because Kobe goes fast, but too fast for himself. You know, Lonzo doesn't seem like there's too fast for him. I don't ever see him get overwhelmed in a fast break ever. You know, so.
No, he doesn't. He lives in the fast break, actually.
All right, so I think that'll be big for us. That's all the. I think we need the Bulls need Lonzo and like a true center because we don't have one. We got Wendell Carter who's 6'9".
Man, so sort of random. Do you feel that Lonzo should play with LaMelo? Like, do you think that they should be on the same team? And LiAngelo?
I think Lonzo and LaMelo, I think that'll be very interesting backcourt for sure. I think in terms of defense, in terms of just length, that could be very scary, regardless of what their talents are. You have a 6'6" and a 6'7" backcourt. It's kind of like it is what it is. LiAngelo, I haven't really seen that much of as of recently.
I don't think he's I think he's on Detroit. Last time I saw him, he got like he was on a 10-day contract or like, one of those 10 days.
That was the beginning of the season, right?
No, that was like a month or two ago.
Oh, in the G League team or something?
No, he was like NBA roster.
So I know he was on Detroit at the beginning of the year, then they cut him. That's what I was like.
Let me just make sure. But yeah, I read. I'm pretty sure I read that the other day. Let me just make sure. But yeah, I mean, I haven't seen too much from him. But what I will say, because I forgot I heard this somewhere, which is very interesting. Like Lonzo and LaMelo would both be willing, if they hypothetically went to a team like, say, the Thunder or something, would both be willing to like forego pay just to get their brother on the roster. And like, I could see a team doing that.
Yeah, I think if you're talking about a smaller market team like a OKC, I don't see them going there. But if that was on the table for them to go to a small market team do that, possibly, yeah. But Charlotte with Jordan?
No.
I don't think Jordan's doing that. Maybe Lonzo, but not LiAngelo.
Yeah, no, not at all. But that it would be interesting though. I think, man, I know when I first heard it, the only reason I'm thinking about it now, because when I first heard it, I was like, nah, LeVar, he's talking crazy. But after seeing LaMelo ball, like ball not as in his last name, but like actually ball out, no pun intended. Like I'm surprised. Like he's cold. Like I enjoy watching him as a basketball player. He's a great basketball player. So I don't know. After seeing LaMelo go kind of crazy this year, it just got me thinking, like, man, I wonder how LaMelo and Lonzo and potentially LiAngelo, but mostly LaMelo and Lonzo, how well they would play together. And like you said, that's a big backcourt that don't mind playing defense and don't mind like getting up and down the floor. And they already have the chemistry. So I think it'd be interesting. I think they would need to go to a smaller market team though. And I would be okay with that. Almost like letting them kind of take the reins of the team, like a team that doesn't really have much set up. I think that would be kind of cool to see. I'm not gonna lie.
It seems like I see doing that would be like OKC, obviously, which is probably not gonna happen because nobody's gonna go to Oklahoma City. Orlando, I think that's a potential.
I was thinking Orlando and they already got Nikola there, so they already got a big.
Right. Yeah, that's very true. And I think that's really it, though.
Yeah, I mean, it would be interesting to see. The more that I think about it, I'm like, man, I would like to see that. That could just be me thinking about like a 2K version of that team or something. Probably. But I still think that would be interesting, though. Yeah, I think it'd be interesting. It would also just be cool to see.
Yeah, most definitely.
So yeah, but in terms of Lonzo, I like him for the Bulls. That's really probably the best spot that I could see him going to. I think it'd be good. I think it would be good. I think he would definitely make them better.
It said Denver has interest in Lonzo Ball right now also.
Denver?
Yeah. So
off the bench, would he come? He would be playing off the bench with Denver?
Probably starting because their point guard is who? Gary Harris, something like that.
I be forgetting that Jamal is Jamal's out.
He's a shooting guard.
Oh, he's shooting. Okay.
Yeah. So,
that could work. That could work. That could work. I can see that working, but I like Bulls more though.
Yeah, for sure. I hope so. So we'll see what happens with that. See if I got some other stories for you real quick. Cavs are potentially going to give Jarrett Allen $100 million contract extension.
5 years.
I'm guessing.
Um,
How you feel about that if that actually does happen?
I'm Cavs. You said
Yep, Jarrett Allen.
they still have Kevin Love for what, 2 more years?
Yes, because I don't think he's going to get traded.
Oh man, I love Jared Allen. I don't know if I'm paying him 100 million though. Um, that's not max though.
No, it's not max.
No, that's not. Man,
It's be probably like a 5 year or like a 4 year,
player option.
$100 million. Yeah, something like that. It's $100 million though, for sure.
Yeah, I would. I guess I would do it. Like I'm sure the market cap is up or whatever the term is. That's probably not the right term, but I'm sure I would do it. Because you know what you're getting out of him. You're getting an elite defender, elite rebounder. I guess if you plan on building around that, then yeah, with a contract like that for him, and Kevin Love, I imagine that they're looking towards the draft to kind of build a team, like finding someone.
Yeah. They got Colin Sexton. They got the kid from Auburn, Isaac Okoro, or something like that. And they got Darius Garland. So they have like 3 lottery picks in the backcourt and at the wing right now. So you could just be trying to like have solid big man around them, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Jared Allen isn't even somebody that you can necessarily build a team around either. He kind of fits in to a team rather than like you going out and saying, all right, he's the centerpiece, let's build around him. So that's an interesting move, but it also is Cleveland. Like, I think it's back to that thing that you were saying last year. Like, you got to keep somebody in there because nobody's coming to Cleveland. Wow. I would do it. I mean, I get the move because you need that paint presence, but man, I would be salty doing it.
Yeah, that's like you ain't gonna be able to move that contract either.
Yeah, and I mean, luckily he's young.
Yeah.
So he's definitely gonna be there. I think for all the max contract length. And I mean, I guess you just hope that he develops some more offense. Like he's not terrible offensively or anything like that, but paying $100 million, I'm gonna need you to do more than get 2-3 blocks a game and 12, 13 rebounds. Like I'm gonna need you to give me some post moves and all that type of stuff. I'm 100 million. I need you to be at least like a 12 and 14 dude, 12, 13, shooting like above 50%. So that's interesting. I don't put it past Cleveland though. I know they need to keep everybody they can. So that's interesting. All power to him. I'm glad he got paid though, because I like Jared Allen. He's a good player. So that's a tough move. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to move Kevin Love or Jared Allen.
It's gonna be crazy. Also, Houston Rockets, 20 games in a row lost. What if you were a Houston Rockets fan, what would you have to say at this point? If you had to say one thing to a Houston Rockets fan, what would you say?
Rebuild, like pure rebuilding time. And their rebuild it's probably gonna be a couple years before they get back into any type of playoff hopes.
You think so?
I think so. I love John Wall. I love DeMarcus Cousins, but DeMarcus Cousins is not what he used to be.
Or he got cut already.
Oh, he got cut. He's not even there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He's a free agent right now?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's interesting. So it's just John Wall there?
And Vic Oladipo. But he'll be gone by the end of the year because he only has
that shows you how much I haven't been watching Houston.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I don't see anything anytime soon for them. They're in a tough spot. Spot.
If I would say the future is bright for Houston. One, because you're potentially going to get number one pick. You already have Christian Wood. You have John Wall. And you got Kevin Porter Jr., which is playing really, really good. People sleeping on Kevin Porter Jr., but he cold. He cold as hell.
Okay.
First game there, he dropped 23. Next game, 25. I think when he was in the G League for assignment in 10 games, he averaged like 35 points. Like,
Okay.
Kevin Porter Jr. is really, really good. Out of USC, too. USC kid.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the person in Cleveland that got let go, whatever like that, because he had problems and stuff. But like, he's
that.
really,
Okay, that's him. Okay. Yeah.
he's really, really, really good. I think I don't think you should have him at the 3 because he plays the 3. I think he should be at the 2. But you get a number one pick, him and Christian Wood, which is 20 and 10 right there. Like, I think you got like 2 or 3 years before you can get in the playoffs again. So I think it's gonna be a quick rebuild for them.
Okay.
I do think it's gonna be quick. And then you have trade assets. Like, hopefully you can trade Vic and get something back. Hopefully you can trade Eric Gordon. PJ Tucker, I believe, got waived. No, PJ Tucker got traded for. They got a first round pick and DJ Augustine for him. So like they have picks that can, move around and stuff. I think it'll be a short rebuild.
Yeah, I guess I gotta watch some more of Houston to really get an idea. But man, it's just from where they were, all the turmoil that went on. It's just a tough year for them, I'm sure. Especially being a Houston fan, I'm sure the Houston fans are like, "What is going on right now?" You think John Wall stays?
I think he got 4 years left on that contract, and that was a big, big contract. Him and Russell had the same contract.
True.
So, ain't nobody. I'm sorry, but I'm not paying John Wall that. You have to get out. I'm
do you
like
think,
a different team.
do you think there's a time? Do you think John Wall's time is past?
He needs a major. He has to realize his limitations. I don't think he's realized it yet.
Okay.
The last game they lost against OKC, they're down by 1, I believe. He drives to the basket and tries to go for a layup and gets blocked for a game. And it's like, John Wall, at this point, you're not going to beat anybody to the basket for a game on a layup. You got to pull up, you got to kick that out, but you're not going to fly past everybody for a layup like you used to.
Okay.
I don't think he realizes that yet.
Okay.
If he does, and he starts playing more in like a refined version of what he wants to do, and is okay with averaging or trying to go out and get like 15 and 10 or 17 and 9, I think he would be in a better position for sure.
Okay. It's good to know. Yeah. I'm hoping he's not passed, but that's interesting of him just realizing what he is now, and he's not the same. And just playing to that. Okay. How's Washington doing right now?
They kind of steadied the boat, but they're still not in playoff contention. They might 10 games might go like 5-5, but with how bad they started, it's like you can't go 5-5 in 10 games anymore. So it's like,
yeah. So what do you think happens to Russell Westbrook, or what do you think? What's his career trajectory from this point?
I think a team will pick him up. Somebody will pay that much because it's exactly what they need. The Clippers, I don't know if they have enough. I don't know what they can do to get Russell Westbrook, whether it be trading like Lou Williams, Patrick Beverly, and like a lot of players possibly. But I could see them trying to do that and just redo the whole team with just Paul George, Kawhi, and Russell Westbrook. Like certain things like that, I could see happening for Russell in order to get in. I think it's another championship run in him on a team.
Okay. I wouldn't see Clippers working. I don't think Paul George will want to play Russell Westbrook.
They like each other a lot. They like playing with each other.
He also left Russell Westbrook when, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if Kawhi and Russell would gel either, especially with the way Russell be tweaking, like in game. Kawhi is known to let somebody know, like, yo, what are you doing? So I don't know how that dynamic will work.
You don't believe in Russell changing at all.
You said what?
You don't believe in Russell changing at all.
Nah, I don't, man. I'm sorry. So if he changes, yeah, but I definitely don't see it. I don't know. Man, I think Russell's in his sunset. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's sunset time for Russell, man. I think it's like this is This may not be last stop, but I don't see him competing for a championship unless. I don't see it.
You don't think a team sees Russell as interesting at all?
Not that I could. Not one that's going to be contending. Where he would fit.
Miami, him fitting in Miami.
You might be onto something with that.
It's like certain players, some people just need like Miami. They probably, depending on how well, I wouldn't give up Tyler Hero. It's like you don't know what's up with Tyler Hero. You just don't know. It's like that's what's holding up everything, because you don't want to get traded away somebody that's going to be a superstar. You know?
Yeah.
What the fuck? But like if they were willing to, a Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Kendrick Nunn, first round pick, it might be enough for you to get Russell. And if you're Miami, maybe Russell, Bam, and Jimmy is what you feel like you need to compete in the East, you know?
That's interesting, but man, giving up all of that for Russell, that's a lot. I understand what you're getting.
Yeah.
Because you are gonna get I don't know if
somebody
but I'm also not that big on Russell, so I'm a little biased. I like the idea, but if I got to give up all that for Russell, if I'm Miami, I don't know if I'm doing that.
That's fair. That's fair. I think somebody is going to make that decision on Russell Westbrook.
I'm sure somebody will. But I don't know if I see them. I don't know if I see whatever team he goes to, minus the Heat. I don't know if I see them competing for a chip.
What about the Lakers?
I thought about that. That popped in my head. That would be interesting.
Brian might be able to,
settle Russell down.
Yeah,
what you trading for him?
Point. I mean, if they do badly enough, you know they're gonna trade everybody. So you know how LeBron do. Once you start going bad, everybody's on the trading block. So shit, you might be able to trade Marcus All, Montrez, and
Kyle
Matthews, and
Kyle Kuzma, THT, 2 first-round picks. Like you have to give up a boatload to get Russell, and I just don't know if he's worth that boatload that you got to give up for him.
Okay, so how about Kyle, THT, Dennis Schroeder, and a first-round pick?
I would do that. I'll do that.
You still got then you got a lineup of LeBron, Russell, Wesley Matthews, Anthony Davis, and then whoever else you just plug in.
So the only thing with that also goes LeBron's best at his best, and his team. LeBron's teams are at their best when he has people that he can reliably drive and kick out to. Russell Westbrook is a terrible 3-point shooter, and has just been getting worse and worse. So Russell could almost be that Dennis Schroeder, I guess, like the same role that Dennis Schroeder has for the Lakers. Russell can kind of be that. But I don't know if Russell I don't know if he'll ever be ready to take a back seat like that.
Yeah, that's never on too, because you don't think he's going to change also. So
yeah, exactly. I don't know if I see him changing. Now it is playing with LeBron. That does change people, but LeBron hasn't played with anybody as much of an ego as Russell Westbrook. He hasn't played with anybody as wild as Russell Westbrook. Russell's a wild dude. I could see LeBron maybe having a good time with that until it become game 6, 3 minutes left and Russell start doing some Russell stuff.
You don't think he'll take a Blake Griffin role on the team?
No. Russell Westbrook, no. He don't got that in his body, bro.
That's true.
He don't got that. Yeah. If Russell could chill and just be okay point guard, bro, yes. Like if he could just give me 10 points and like 13 assists, but on those 10 points, he's shooting what? 4 for 5, 5 for 6, 10 points. Yes, I'll take that. Maybe 6 rebounds, 3 offensive rebounds. I'll take that. That's the type of Russell I would want on my team. But I don't need a Russell that's going to average 14 points a game, shooting 40% from the field and 32 from 3, and I don't need that. Getting 12 rebounds, bro. I don't need you to get 12 rebounds. I pay a center at $22 million a year to do what you're doing. League. So I don't know. It'd be interesting. I think LeBron could be the one that'll be able to settle him down, or it could just backfire. And Russell's like, "Nah, I'm Russell Westbrook, and
It's gonna be interesting seeing these players get old because they're gonna have to adapt. Because the way we came to the NBA, as far as like young people, it's like you came to the NBA with Grant Hill coming off the bench. We came to the NBA with Sam Cassell coming off the bench and Jason Terry being sixth man. These people were once starters and like all stars. So it's like once this new crop of players come in, Russell's kind of just gonna have to do that though. He's gonna have to be that person off the bench who was like, oh, he was cold and he's still a good person off the bench,
Do you ever see Russell coming off the bench? Do you ever see him accepting that role? He'll retire before that happens.
That would be disheartening. I hope he comes off the bench. I hope he changes his ways. Not this year, but like at some point, I hope he changes. Because like that would hurt for me to be confirmed that his ego was that big. Because I don't think his ego is that big, but everybody else is telling me it is. So it's like that would hurt if all these years I was completely wrong about Russell Westbrook. So it's just like, damn. I hope.
Yeah, thinking about it now, I'm thinking like, dang, could I see Russell coming off the bench for any team? Nah, I can't. I can't see him being like okay with playing 20 minutes a game.
Look at Carmelo. We felt the same way about Carmelo, didn't we?
We did.
And he did. And he embraced it. And it's like, because he knows he got to possibly get a ring.
It even took him some years to embrace that, though.
Yeah, that's true.
And Melo, yeah, that's the tough one. That's the tough one because Melo was Melo. Like, he was Melo.
Ball stopper, ISO ball, Melo.
Yeah, the game did change, though. So I think the game more so changed or forced Melo to change rather than him needing to change himself.
Well, the game is changing from Russell because nobody cares about you driving to the basket. Everybody needs to shoot threes.
It's
so
true.
Off the bench, that's cool if you don't have to know how to shoot threes. But starting, you're not be able to shoot threes, and everybody knows you're not going to shoot a three is a problem.
They encourage him to shoot threes.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, go ahead, and they can't do it. Can't.
Yeah. So I don't personally see him ever changing and accepting that role. I think he would retire before he got to that position to where it's like, yo, we want you to, like, we're bringing you in to come off the bench. I think when he hears that conversation, that's when he's like, I'm just going to hang it up. I'm not going to play anymore. So we'll see. I could be absolutely wrong though. But just from what I've seen for how many years he been in the league, 16 years or however long. Not seeing it. Not seeing it. Almost like that Kobe. Kobe would have retired if he ever had to come in off the bench. He would not have continued playing if it was like, yo, Kobe, we bringing you in, but we just want you to be our role player off the nah. That's that same thing with Russell. Yeah. He's not gonna accept that role. I don't think he is.
Him and Kobe definitely got the same mentality, is what you're saying.
Same mentality. Yeah. Same. So and then I think it's just I think it's just gonna get worse and worse for Russell. Like, I hate to say it, man. So we'll see. I could be wrong. He might change a leaf, but we'll see.
Russell Hall of Famer? First ballot Hall of Famer?
Not first ballot. Not first ballot. He's Hall of Famer, not first ballot.
He's definitely first ballot Hall of Famer.
I can't give him first ballot.
Damn.
I can't. Yeah. Yes, he averages triple-double. That's for what, 2 seasons or 3?
2. The third one, he had like 9 assists for 9 rebounds.
I give him that, but I also see how fabricated that stat was watching OKC games. I'm not giving him first ballot. He hasn't won anything either. They went to the finals one time. How many other times has he been past the first round?
Once. Well, you talk about when Katie left, he only been there past first round once. But yeah. But
so
you still gotta give him first ballot. MVP, triple-double, average a triple-double on OKC Thunder by himself, put that team in the playoffs. Well, you gotta give respect to Russell. I understand he's not the ideal point guard, but as a player, he definitely should be in.
I'll give him second ballot confirmed, no questions. But first ballot, man, you're right. Like, thinking about it, I guess you have to give him first ballot.
As a player, yeah.
As a player, you have to. He's first ballot. As a player, I'm trying to judge Russell differently than I judge others, and I can't. So I have to give it. Yeah, he's first ballot. Absolutely. Would I do I put him in my first ballot Hall of Fame? No, but he's absolutely a first ballot Hall of Famer. Man, that's wild. That's wild. He's a first ballot. He's first. He's first. He's first.
Oh,
Oscar Robinson was the only other person to do that, right?
Yeah.
He's first ballot. He's first. It's tough though.
It don't have to be that tough. It don't have to be that tough.
But you're right. It's individual. It's like player. As a player, yeah, he's first ballot.
I think this is gonna be the first year that he didn't make it to the playoffs.
Oh, really?
I believe so.
Okay.
So it's
man. Just since he hasn't been with KD, like I just feel like he's been tweaking. Like he's
definitely he don't need to be playing point guard.
He don't.
Why hasn't said that he needs a point guard? He don't need to be a point guard.
I don't know why that. I guess when he was playing with James Harden, like they had a nice little chemistry rocking. For like 1-2 years when they actually let James be the primary ball handler.
Put him with Zach LaVine.
Russell in Chicago could be kind of nasty.
I don't think he's supposed to do that, or anybody would do that. But I think that's a good little.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how much they would win or contend, but that it could be interesting. Like, but man, it's just Russ. It's just Russ.
Yeah, actually, no, I take that back because him and Bradley Beal is like the best version of him and Zach LaVine, and that's not even working.
Yeah.
He took more shots than Bradley Beal the other night, and I was confused. That's when I noticed it. I was just like, damn. That's what niggas be talking about.
That's a very Russell
Bradley
thing.
Beal score 60, and you taking more shots than him. It's like, damn.
Yeah, exactly. Like it'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting to see what happens to Russell in the future.
Sure. You got any more topics?
Nah, I think we good. Man, next episode what's that, Wednesday? Next Wednesday, this upcoming Wednesday, we're gonna have to do the Treyway Luka talk with AC.
Why?
We're gonna have to get him in tune with that. We gotta revisit.
Why we gotta revisit it?
We gotta revisit. What you mean?
You saw Luka last night, right?
He went crazy? I didn't peep the game.
38 3/4. They had to start doubling him at full court, and he was still dropping them for three.
Oh yeah, I did see some of the lights, man. Yeah, he was balling like crazy. Maybe not. Maybe we don't need to revisit that.
I was like, oh, we can revisit. Nothing changed though.
Nah, for sure.
All right, y'all. But shit, it's been another episode of Extended Cut, the Retro Jersey podcast. Make sure y'all follow on Instagram, Retro Jersey Pod. You can find us
RJP.
There. Got some highlight videos, all other stuff. Yeah, we'll be back on Wednesday. So,
peace.